Hello, 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 everyone. We welcome to Nerdcamp Sports. I will be moderating today. Mike Williams got my one co-host of three here, Raja Anthony Ali. Ooh, excuse me. How you doing today, my brother?
Man, doing incredible. Happy Sunday, everybody. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we're going to get to it, man. We're going to really get to it. We got to talk about a lot that's
All right.
super important. But yeah, man, I'm doing great.
Well, never wait for R&B to get here to talk about the big talk of the day, which is obviously.
Yes,
But
yes, yeah.
I realized that looking through.
hmm
Or actually, no. I realized. No, actually, let's wait on that if we have time for that. So I know you follow WNBA more than I do,
Yes.
but I was looking that Ozzy Fudd won the 3-point contest, first rookie to ever do that,
hmm
and she called out Steph Curry. What are your thoughts on
Yes,
that?
she did. You know, I love it. I love the 3-point contest. I love the calling out, the trash talk. A few years ago, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago, Sabrina Ionescu called out Steph Curry, and that led to one of the most epic 3-point contests we witnessed. So I hope that it really happens.
Hmm. Do you hear an echo?
Yeah, I hear echo.
I'm gonna go out and come back.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, that's me echoing. Okay. When he comes back, I'm gonna go out.
Now to look.
Okay.
I don't hear no echo though. That's the crazy part. I don't even hear it this time.
Hold on. Can you hear? Is there echo now?
I don't hear nothing.
I don't hear it either.
All right, then we'll keep it. Yeah. So I really hope that it keeps happening. I hope that the females can get involved with the NBA players, the WNBA players can challenge the NBA players. And I want to see big stars in the 3-point contest because that's the only contest I honestly believe is close to even when it comes down to everyone can participate. So to see AZ Fudd call out Steph Curry, man, I really hope it happens, man. And I hope that you have players like Caitlin Clark participate next season, Sabrina Ionescu participate next season. We need everybody that's a big star in the 3-point contest because if you watch the WNBA All-Star game, it was whack. It was super whack. But the 3-point contest is definitely fun to watch.
I mean, I think these days, all these All-Star games are whack because they don't care. Oh,
Damn, Raj went out
yeah,
again.
yeah. One of my boys here on Instagram says there's an active.
Mm.
Ooh, but we were talking about Ozzy Fudd won the 3-point
Oh,
contest and challenging Steph Curry.
yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, so I just think they need to put a little more into the contest because they don't care.
Well, the one thing I felt like I'm beginning to feel like fuck Caitlin Clark, bro. I really am. When she first came in the league, I've always been more gravitated to Angel Reese, for obvious reasons, but I knew Caitlin Clark was dope. You know what I'm saying? I definitely seen them as trying to market her as like the
So easy.
Steph Curry of the WNBA. And in certain ways, I feel like this season, I feel like that shit that really got to her, to be honest with you. Every time you look at a game, say I'm not the biggest WNBA guy, but because we do this and Raj and we'll talk about it so much, I have been trying to pay attention to more of the games and stuff. And it's like, man, when you see her, 'cause, they put a lot of Fever games on TV because of her anyway. Or she crying. It's like all she doing is crying the whole game. Every fouls that it's some calls that that you could probably say like, damn, that might have been a foul. But even on calls where it's like, what are you, phantom shit. Like she crying about phantom shit because it's like, bro, you didn't even get touched. And you falling on the floor crying for a foul. It's starting to become reminiscent to the end of her college career when she was doing a lot of crying and stuff about fouls and shit. And I don't know, her character just ain't been rubbing me the right way. Plus, I don't know if y'all seen it. I think I shared it to y'all in the IG group. But she had got like photographed hanging out with a known popular clan member and shit. So yeah, fuck Caitlin Clark, bro. But she should have been it. But I think she about to be on her, best. I decline. I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? She gonna try to do this like LeBron do the dunk contest. Mark my words.
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
agree.
surprised if you never see her do it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, to say the least, on what goes forward with the WNBA, because it is definitely not all there at the moment.
Yeah.
But we was waiting. Because we don't have much today. But you know what the talk of the day is. So we just gonna get right to it. Your hat says it all.
It's a lot though. It's a lot. It's a lot though.
It's a lot to unpack.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot in a little.
It's still a lot that been kind of being talked about. It's just some stuff is being publicized more. So if you ain't really got your ear or eyes tuned, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna miss a lot. But it's still a lot going on that's being talked about.
Yeah.
So we all know LeBron James signed a 2-year, $8 million deal to play in Philadelphia. We're going to take it question by question. What are both of your initial thoughts on him going to Philly?
It's green. It's green.
You there, Mike?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you. Oh, there you go. You back. RB, you could go first.
Well, if I'm gonna go first, I'll just I'm gonna be honest. I knew it. I knew it. I kind of knew that. I knew LeBron wasn't gonna put himself in a position to where he wasn't gonna be in at least competitive play next year, which meant like just going to any team. When they tried to put that bullshit out here about he's open to all teams, all options, want to hear what they all have to say. Like, man, that shit wasn't nothing but it's what I said. They gotta have stuff for people to talk about during the off season. So if he would have ultimately quickly signed, then you know what I'm saying, that's too quick. You know what I'm saying? They gotta have the coverage of the wait, then they gotta have the coverage of the signing. Then we gotta do a media day and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying? So it's a timeline for all of this shit to go down. And I've been saying it since the whole shit with Aaron Rodgers. So I think it'd be the same shit. They already be knowing what he gonna do. It's just a timeline to which the shit is gonna go down. So I've been saying for the longest that I felt like he was gonna either end up in Golden State or Philadelphia. And I think he took a long, hard seat back and said to himself, what would truly be my best chance between the two of these destinations to win a championship? When you look at Golden State, yes, Steph Curry is still there and he's still playing, like the Hall of Famer that he is. But we all know the injury woes that they have. They lack roster depth. They lack big man help, even though Porzingis is there, but he's a part of the injury woes because we know his injury history. And then you got Jimmy Butler being out with the torn ACL, who probably won't debut until sometime, what they saying, like maybe January or something like that, February or something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's a load. If you ask me, I think that's a load to carry. And and it's not the clearest route. It's not the easiest route. Like, I think he basically sat back and simmered in this decision in order to try to make it seem like he wasn't going to choose the easiest route to choose the easiest route. That's simple as that. Like, you're not going to tell me that do you know that this is the most points scored starting five in NBA history? No starting five has ever had players that have averaged the numbers that all of these guys averaged last year and combined. No team. It's so it, I'ma just be real. You can call him a third option. You can call him a fourth option. Whatever you want to call him. He's still playing. I've been saying this since last year. He's still playing at a Hall of Fame level. We know that he took a back seat last year for Luka and Reeves reluctantly, but we seen in the Houston series when they beat Houston in the playoffs that he's still motherfucking LeBron James. So as long as he's still LeBron James and he's still playing at a high level, I'm going to still have expectations. I don't give a fuck about 41, 42, 43 years old. It's expectations there. You know what I'm saying? When we watch wrestling, and Mike can hella attest to this, the shirt that I'm wearing right now, when he performs, a lot of people try to say he's older, he's slow, or he's not the same performer that he used to be in CM Punk. But he's still doing it. And in a lot of people's opinion, he's still doing it at a high level. He likes the more slow, drug out, hard fight matches. So as long as he's still doing it and they're putting titles on him, and you know what I'm saying, at 40, what is he, 47, I think, Mike? CM Punk, 47 years old. You know what I'm saying? There's still expectation to deliver. So I don't want to hear none of this. Oh, he 41. You just joined the team with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe. What's the one kid that used to be in Portland? Look like Cuba Gooding Jr. I can't place his name right now.
And JB, can't forget JB.
Well, I was obviously I was gonna get the JB for sure, but the one kid that I don't know why I can't place his name right now. He looked like Cuba Gooding Jr. When I find it, y'all gonna be like, hell yeah! But he played with Portland. He was with Portland.
Was it Simons?
No. Who?
Simons.
Anthony Simons. Simons.
Yeah.
Look up a picture of Anthony Simons right now and tell me that nigga don't look like.
I see it.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, in which he's a somebody that can go out and get you 20 plus a night. But I think his numbers are gonna obviously take a dip, you know, for sacrifice of the team. But
wow.
I think LeBron just really put more pressure on himself to deliver. He's gonna have to deliver.
And there's other pieces on this team as well.
They're loaded. They're loaded.
You got other pieces on this team too. Andre Drummond. Jabari. Well, no, I'm just saying there's other players who can still, you know, play.
No, Andre Drummond is with the Knicks.
Did he leave? Oh, this isn't updated what I'm looking at. Okay. I see KCP just signed there.
I seen that, yeah. They did pick up KCP, 3-and-D guy. So this team is loaded. So at the end of the day, all I'm saying is I feel like he has to deliver. And I don't care if people want to say that it's Tyrese Maxey's team and JB's team and Embiid's team and the LeBron is just gonna be there to no. I'm not
No,
giving them.
because he went there to win. Let's make this clear.
Yeah,
At this point in LeBron James's career, all he was doing with the Lakers is padding his all-time records, padding the most points ever, padding, whatever other records you want to consider, right?
yeah.
This
And
move,
deliver
if you
championship.
and let me and I mean we let me just kind of explain how I feel, so you just get a full understanding. The main teams that I heard, I can't speak for everyone, that I was hearing was Philly, Cleveland, Miami, Golden State, and there was a section where I heard Minnesota. Now, of those
Somebody had
teams,
threw Boston out there too at one point.
Boston,
Yeah.
I seen that quick, but those 5 I named were the ones I kept hearing in
But yeah,
rotation.
those were the main ones in circulation for sure.
So when I looked at and just going quickly, team by team, Golden State was a dream. I think LeBron and Curry was a dream, but I think it had an expectation even he didn't want to carry. You, arguably the greatest player ever, with the greatest shooter in the history of basketball. That's just an expectation no one would have wanted, right? There wasn't enough on the roster to fill it out for him to win. You looked at Minnesota. Yeah, you got Ant-Man up there. You got what's his name? Now they got Ball up there. But let's just be honest. Who wants to play in Minnesota? Who wants to play in Minnesota? Young guns. You got LeBron coming in there, the veteran. I don't know if it would have worked, but once again, it would have created a high expectation because this team has made Western Conference Finals, has made deep playoff runs. So, there was that. I looked at Miami. Yeah, Giannis is there. Yeah, Bam is there. But what else is there? Right? So to me, personally, it came down to Cleveland and Philly. Cleveland, we on this show have criticized them for having all the talent and not being able to do anything with it. They added James Harden, and he did James Harden things and disappeared, but they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. We can't take that away from them. Cleveland always had an opportunity, but when it comes to Philly, you look at Maxey. You look at JB being there. You look at that Edgecombe. And if you can even get almost like Embiid, the way Embiid ended the season for him was a success. He didn't get hurt. Yeah, there were some woes, but he finished the season. Like, they got to the second round. When you look at that, there's a lot of room there for growth, and I think he can help them grow, and I think that's the best chance for him to win, because that's the key. He don't care about padding his stats. To me, if he would have taken any of them other teams except maybe Cleveland, you're just saying I'm going to retire and live out my life. Or he could have easily just retired quietly in LA. But this man wants to win. And to R&B's point, I don't give a shit. I agree 100% with what you said. I was telling my wife this before. And this is a hot take, but I'm going to say, because I'm feeling it. Anything less than the NBA Finals in the championship is a failure. Anything less. Because you went there for that. We know what this is about. We know he has not been to a finals in 5-6 years?
Yep.
2020. And we know exactly. We know it's about getting to. If he can't get to 6, that's cool. But he wants to at least tie Kobe. My opinion. Go ahead, Raj. It's on you, brother.
Listen, I just want to say, first and foremost, both of you guys, I agree with you guys 1,000%. Okay? And I also want to say this. I don't know if you guys look at the betting odds or anything like that, but these guys are winning the championship. Mark my words. You guys can clip this. Okay? You guys can clip this. They're winning the championship. Not only once, they might win it twice. They might go back to back. He ties Jordan. But there's something that's glaring that both you guys did not mention. Gentlemen, civil rights basketball is back. We got the Lake Street boys in LA. And we got the NAACP boys out there in Philly.
I know some people just call him a racist. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Wait, what did you say?
I did see something
Donald
like
Trump called LeBron racist. He said he feels like he's a bit racist and that he chooses Jordan because he talking about he don't like nobody that don't like him, and I guess he feel like Jordan likes him. So
yes, and I did hear that, and that's why I doubled down on my statement about NAACP ball. We got civil rights hoops. So look, the reason I'm bringing this out. If they come out with those black jerseys, you know it's black jerseys I'm talking about. The one that Allen Iverson used to rock when he played. If they come out rocking those black jerseys, it's game over. It's game over. It's game over. They're winning the championship. But on top of that, as far as hoops go, this is the most stacked team I've ever seen in my life. You got Tyrese Maxey, perennial all-star, right? DJ Edgecombe, an upcoming two-way player, right? We know he put on an incredible show last season. Then you got JB. You got Jaylen Brown. This guy was a Finals MVP. Then you got LeBron playing power forward. If he decides to play power forward, I don't know. And then you got Joel Embiid. You know this makes Joel Embiid's life so much easier. See, everyone keeps talking about, oh, Joel Embiid's always hurt. He's always this. He's always that. Joel Embiid just got to show up for the playoffs, just like Mike said. Show up for the playoffs, stay healthy, play like you did in those playoff games against Boston, and we're winning the championship. I guarantee you that. Because Joel Embiid showed us if he get the opportunity, he can turn back the clock. He just got to stay healthy. Now, as far as the bench goes, you're going to start seeing all these Avengers pop up. You're going to see people like you said, KCP. He's on the bench now. What's the name on there? You mentioned Anthony Simons, right?
Anthony Simons.
Anthony Simons.
He'll be the sixth man.
He can come off the bench as a sixth man. This dude is amazing.
Either him or VJ.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever played him in 2K. He's like one of the best 2K players. I can tell you that. He got like one of the best threes.
Well, he has a game very similar to Dame Lillard because that's who pretty much, he came up under. That's who trained him.
Exactly. So you got these guys that can put together some hoops, and they can play defense. They're defenders. Like I mentioned, VJ Edgecombe can defend the perimeter, and he can defend the backcourt. So this team is loaded. This team is loaded, bro. And I'm excited about it because even though I'm not a real LeBron fan, I'm a Kobe fan, but I'm excited to see what LeBron is doing for a team that no one had as a championship destination. No one picked Philly as a championship destination. And with all that being said, the last thing I'm going to mention, I don't know if you guys read, but there's rumors that LeBron will be taking a helicopter from New York City to Philly every single day that he's playing because him and the family are moving to New York City. So he's already setting up his media empire. He's already setting up things for the future. And that's why I believe he's really invested in this. I think he's really serious about winning a championship because like I was telling Mike before you got on air, R&B, we heard him say multiple times on Fan Fest out here in New York. He mentioned trust the process. He said it like 3 times. So I say that because I think he's serious. I think LeBron, out of all the times that he joined teams like, the Heat, the Lakers, all that stuff like that, I think this is the most serious LeBron we're seeing. Like somebody that's like really about winning. And I'm excited to see what happens in this upcoming season.
Yeah, I mean, the other, I agree with that stat that with that as well, because they really are in a position to where he wants to win, like, and that was the best thing for him to do if that's what he wanted. But now the next question is, where do you both see them fitting in? Meaning, like, what seed, and what does it mean for the rest of the Eastern Conference?
I'll answer that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can be the top three. I won't say number one because injuries always play a part. And you still got the Knicks. You still got Boston out there, right? But let's be quite honest. The Eastern Conference got weaker. The Eastern Conference got weaker because with Giannis leaving and going to the Heat, I don't see that as a good fit. LaMelo Ball leaving to go towards the West with Anthony Edwards. I think that
hold on. You got to context that right. LaMelo Ball didn't leave.
Got traded.
They stupidly traded him.
Yes, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I think that kind of takes the Hornets out of contention of being a team that can make the playoffs. Also, there's other teams out there that I honestly don't believe are good anymore. But the only competition, to be honest, guys, I think is the Knicks. The Knicks is the only team in the East that's in their way. There's no other team. I mean, who else? The Raptors still don't have Kawhi yet. James Harden's a disappearing artist. Who else? Well, you know what? Okay, I take that back. Detroit actually got an opportunity to step up and be that number 2 or number 1 team because they still got their core.
Nah,
so
no, we don't.
Who they got rid of?
They let Levert walk. We traded Marcus Sasser. We traded Isaiah Stewart.
I didn't know that. Oh yeah, you guys did trade.
Harris went to San Antonio. They really have not. Which I was gonna get into this later, but since you kind of swung to it a little bit, Detroit has not done anything, to be honest, enough to put themselves or keep themselves into the contention discussion. They've sat back and lost. I think we'll still be a good team. I think that we can still
top 3
be
at least.
Top. I think we'll still fall somewhere in the top 5, but when you're talking about falling somewhere in the top 5 in the weak East versus being a championship contender, those two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I think it'll be the true contenders of the East this year. I believe will be New York or Philadelphia. I really don't even believe that much in Boston after the Jaylen Brown trade. I really don't. I think they'll be solid, but I just don't really believe in them as a championship contender after the Jaylen Brown trade. But I mean, now if Detroit does end up making the move for Kevin Durant, which we talked about this last week, not that week before, then that may be something that can kind of put them back in the contention discussion. But it's been a lot of talks going around about Trajan Langdon just completely dropping the ball on this offseason. That he went, he did not go win now because people were saying that he feels like they were ahead of schedule. And I'm saying to myself, well, that's what a lot of people complain about with these fucking dumb GMs and shit. You want to be ahead of schedule. What do people always say? If you on time, you late. If you early, you on time.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be ahead of schedule. Good teams capitalize on these types of moves. I'm gonna take you back for a second, both of y'all, to the NFC Championship from a couple years ago. What did Dan Campbell say after we lost to San Francisco? He
I don't
sat
remember.
there at the podium and he said, I don't know if we'll ever, this might have been our only shot. I don't know if we'll ever be able to get
Yes.
back here again. When you take the leap that the Pistons took the past 2 seasons, finishing top 5, then catapulting themselves to the number 1 seed, and we ultimately, everybody around the world could see Cade need another guy or two. You know what I'm saying? That mainly a scorer and a ball handler, and that should put us over the top to win the championship. And we sat back and did nothing this offseason.
I got a question real quick, RB, and I know you want to go, Mike, but I got to ask him this real quick because I'm looking at the Eastern Conference.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you feel that the Pistons, they're not as good as they were last season, but do you think that they can beat? Do you honestly believe that they can beat teams like the Raptors, the Cavs, and who else? The Magic. Those are the 3 guys that was in the playoffs that were like, not just making it, but actually contending. You don't think they can beat those guys?
Did they just beat Cleveland in this past playoff? Who won that series?
I think they was tired from the first series, though. They went 7 in the first series.
My point exactly. He didn't have enough help. Cade was worn. Think about it.
That's true.
And think about Game 6. How they beat the shit out of Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
To force Game 7 here in Detroit. And we get back here in Detroit and completely got a lot annihilated. Nobody had a good game, not even Cade.
Right.
Everybody, if you go look at the shooting percentages, everybody shot fucking horrible. Horrible. And I said it then. I said we don't have enough help for Cade, number 1. And number 2, I think I said it on the show.
Yeah.
They
You did.
invested so much into pulling out Game 6 that they wore themselves out. And for Game 7, it was over.
Yeah.
See, Cleveland was able to pull back after it was out of reach. They was able to pull back and say, hey, let's preserve and get ready for Game 7. And it worked. It worked to their benefit because they came in and they looked like the fresher team. They looked like they were the team that was hungrier and wanted it. And they whooped our ass here in Detroit because we didn't have enough and we wore ourselves out in Game 6. So to answer your question, I think they can compete with them teams, but I don't think that it's definitively a fact that they can completely like just beat them. I don't think it's definitive. I think it's 50-50 either way. And to be honest with you, with Toronto, if we talking Toronto with Kawhi, if Kawhi is healthy and playing like we know Kawhi to play when he's healthy, Toronto would definitely be the favorites to win that series without a Kevin Durant here in Detroit or some type of moves being made. Right. I mean, come on, now. Gary Harris. We still got the shit going on with Jalen Duren. You know what I'm saying? John Collins. Hopefully it's a resurgence there because we ain't seen him be good since Atlanta, really. It seemed like the whole shit in Utah was kind of like experiment gone wrong. Maybe he just wasn't a good fit. I don't know, but
I don't think he liked Utah.
He ain't been the same John Collins, huh?
No, I'm saying I don't think John Collins really liked Utah.
Yeah, but I don't see him as a needle mover either. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's a nice addition, a nice piece, but I don't see him as a needle mover. You got to move the needle when you really want to contend. When you get to where we got with just Cade is the guy, and then a bunch of guys around it, you got to be smart enough to say, I got to make a splash move no matter what it's going to take to put us over the top, because you never know when you can get back in that position again, as I alluded to what Dan Campbell said.
That's true.
Now look at the Lions. You think anybody got anybody favored over the Rams, especially if Aaron Donald come back?
True.
The whole NFC damn near talking it up if he come back.
I mean, when I look at the Eastern Conference, right, and I look at everything top to bottom, the Detroit does have some question marks. Toronto has question marks. Either way, they have question marks. Whether they get Kawhi or they end up having to keep Ingram. And I think they're in a better position if the trade doesn't go through. Personal opinion. Because to R&B's point a couple weeks ago, Ingram's 6, 8 years younger or whatever. There's just a lot more you can get out of him in the long run. That's number one. But I also think when it comes to Philly fitting in, this is gonna be a little bit of a hot take, but I think the Knicks are gonna take a step back this season.
Yeah,
they've gotten what they needed, and they've reached the pinnacle.
You calling for a championship hangover?
Yep.
Say that again.
I can see that.
Yeah. Hangover.
Hangover.
I do believe they're by default they're going to be in the playoffs, right? They're going to be at the top of the Eastern Conference. But I'm just saying that now it's just not. Something ain't going to be the same. Brunson had arguably the greatest single season for a player. With between. Obviously he didn't win just MVP, but he won everything else there was to win. We can't deny what we just seen, but that's a lot to follow up on. And now, once again, we talk about LeBron and expectations. The Knicks have an expectation, not only from people who aren't fans of them per se like us, but let me tell y'all something. Their fans have been crazy. They are so upset about LeBron going to Philly. They are legit butthurt. And I'm like, y'all didn't even want him, though. Why y'all butthurt? All I keep hearing is, they still got to beat us. I'm like, who will guard LeBron James on your team? Brunson? Bridges? Come on. We know y'all ain't upset. Y'all are scared.
Hey, hold on. Ain't y'all talking about trading Mikal Bridges? I seen his name come up in trade discussion talks and shit.
His name was always in trade discussions, but I don't know. I don't see them trading him. I don't think they're going to trade him. I think he plays at least one more season.
But be that as it may, and not even so much just a hangover R&B. I think they haven't won a championship in 53 years.
Yeah.
I don't know what's past a hangover, but that's what the Knicks are going to be. Because
an overdose.
Yeah, a drug overdose.
And you can speak, Mike, and you know that's the truth. And you know that's the truth because everybody we know that are diehard Knicks fans, they've been absolutely out of it this summer.
They have.
They've been drinking and celebrating all June. I haven't heard nothing since July 1st from any Knicks fan.
None.
They ain't even said nothing about LeBron signing to Philly.
Exactly. The only thing they talked about was LeBron signing to Philly. That was it. That was all jokes aside. They're so excited to have that one championship in 90 years.
90 years. It's crazy.
Oh man.
Oh my God, 90 years is crazy.
Oh man.
Well, which leads me to believe we all know when a new player goes to another team, but in this case, it's two new players, two perennial all-stars, one indefinite Hall of Famer, and maybe another one day we'll talk about Jaylen Brown. How long do you think it takes them to find their chemistry?
Ooh. Now that's the one I was waiting on. With somebody like LeBron, huh?
I said you can go ahead first.
All right. With somebody like LeBron, that's like we all consider a basketball savant. I think that they will be able to find the chemistry rather more quicker than later. But I am a little bit concerned about balls. Pause. Cause think about it. You got LeBron, JB, MB, Maxey, VJ, and Anthony Simons. That's 6 players that average over 20, 20, or just under 20 last year. I think the lowest is, I want to say, is Anthony Simons. I think they said he averaged around 18 last year. Then it would be, no, it might be VJ. It might be VJ then Anthony, but they damn near were around the same numbers. And then you take a hop up to LeBron, who averaged 20. We all know that was a backseat 20. And then I think Embiid averaged like 27. Maxey was next up, and then your number one averager was JB with almost 30. That's a lot of balls to go around. And we all know that Tyrese Maxey, this is his team. And B has given the keys to Maxey. Because his health reasons, we all know that he's been basically proclaimed, Maxey is the guy. And he's taken that and ran with it. And it's been his team. But let's not forget something. We all in the media or in the sports space felt like JB wanted out of Boston because he wanted to be a number one option, or that he wanted to be a number one option in Boston. So what's going to be so different with him coming here to Philadelphia, where you got Tyrese Maxey, who's very ball dominant, might I add, as a guard. He does get his assists, though. He gets his assists. You know what I'm saying? But he's a ball dominant guard, and he's definitely a score first point style point guard. How's that going to work out? You know what I'm saying? Did we just forget all of a sudden that JB wants to be a number one option and that Tyrese Maxey is already the number one option? Like, you got to think about all these types of things. Then you add in Embiid, then you add in LeBron. How are you going to fit in with VJ? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more so coaching more than anything is going to have to, you know what I'm saying, take place. It's going to have to be some excellent coaching that they figure out how to spread all of these balls around. Pause.
Well, I want to just, before Raj goes, you said something that kind of was going to go towards my take, and that's coaching. I believe that Nick Nurse is the most important piece to this, because a lot of people criticize saying Phil Jackson wasn't the greatest coach, or even Popovich, or I would even put Larry Brown in that mix, right? I'm trying to think of who else had like multiple stars. Sometimes coaching isn't about just taking a team from nothing to something. Sometimes it's about learning how to coach and manage egos. Phil Jackson is not great just because he was able to win 9 championships as a coach. He wasn't just great because of that. People be like, "Oh, look at the teams he had." But no one looks at the other side of the coin. Could you picture having to manage Kobe and Shaq's egos?
No.
Could you picture having to manage Michael, Scottie Pippen's Eagles, especially when Scottie was going through all that contract stuff? And then my wife said Dennis Rodman, when he wanted to go out to Vegas and didn't want to play with the team. Coaching isn't just about coaching the players.
Hold on.
It's
That's
about
not true. That is not true.
What?
He did not want to play with the team. He just wanted to go to Vegas to fuck.
No,
Was it
I didn't
Madonna?
say I
Or
didn't say he didn't want to play
Carmen
with the team. I was just making a point that when he wanted to do that, and he wanted to go on a vacation, as they said in The Last Dance, right?
He didn't take vacations. He took one night booty calls.
But in the last dance, they called it a vacation. That's all I'm saying.
He took a mental health day.
But
Listen,
The Last Dance 3 times, all 6 episodes, they never said a vacation. He wanted to go to Vegas to fuck and get drunk. And Michael them allowed it because they knew that was how they was gonna get the best Rodman. Am I lying,
Yep.
Rod?
No, you're right.
It's
Definitely right.
listen, you're messing my take up. Let me keep going.
He was a piston, goddamn it. He was a piston.
Be that as it may,
But he didn't do that. He didn't do that in Detroit, though.
No, Isaiah didn't want having that. Well, he was a different Rodman though. He hadn't come out.
Be that as it may, whether you want to call it a vacation, a night out, whatever. There were situations where Phil Jackson had to go and get him.
Yeah.
So you have to manage egos, and this is where Nick Nurse. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was he fired from Toronto?
True.
Yeah, but it wasn't really like fired. They let him go.
Kind of like okay. So
because he won a championship there with Kawhi.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking at here is more or less it is about chemistry fully. I'm not saying it's not, but he's got to realize how to place these guys, how to get the most out of them, with all of them taking a back seat in a sense. They all got to realize I ain't gonna be able to do what I did last season every night. There's just
I don't think Maxey and JB are going to take back seats. I think they're going to be the two feature.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're still going to be able to do what they did last year and in other years. I think the back seats will come from everybody else after that, including Embiid. But I think it's okay with Embiid because they're gonna be more so worried about managing Embiid's health. They want to keep him healthy for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think once the playoffs roll around, if Embiid is healthy, then you'll kind of see they might kind of look to Maxey and JB to dial back a little bit to let Embiid get them, to the promised land.
And that was the other thing I was going to say is now, you could probably give Embiid certain games. You can say, all right, bro, you can rest tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He needs it in an extent because you got to find ways to keep him healthy. If he can give you 60 games, I'm all right with that, and be in the playoffs. I can live with that because we know there's going to be some dings here, some dings there, whatever. That's going to happen. But
give me 60.
Hey, listen.
I'm banking on 40. I'm banking. Give me 40 to 45 good games.
Yep.
To keep yourself in shape.
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna manage you all the way. He just too delicate, Mike. He too delicate.
On minute restrictions too.
Yeah.
45 games on probably like 25, 30 minutes.
We talk a lot of shit about Anthony Davis, but it's really no difference between him and Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid's worse. Joel Embiid's worse.
They the two most delicate. I don't know if I say Joel is worse because we see him on the court more. I don't even remember seeing AD play last year. He
didn't play last year.
I don't even remember seeing him play last year.
The reason why I said, well, I'm going to give my take in a second, but I want to say this. The reason why I said that Joel Embiid's worse, because Joel Embiid started injured. He started in college injured.
Yeah.
Like AD had like 5 seasons with the Pelicans that I can say he was really healthy. He just had bad luck. He's just a walking bad luck. But real quick, I agree with both of y'all. But how I think they're going to manage it is they're going to. Well, first off, you got to look at the relationship. Let me say this. Maxi's with Clutch Sports, so he's really close to LeBron. So they're not really ego there when it comes down to Maxi. Now, I think Maxi was a score first guard because he had to be. I'm not saying he's still not a score first guard, but I think he was a de facto because Joel Embiid wasn't playing. He was playing with players that were rookies like, DJ Edgecombe last season. The season before that, he was with Jared McCain. So there was a lot of scoring that he had to do to make sure the team won. But as far as this type of structure, I think he kind of takes a step where whatever he needs to score, he's going to score. Whatever he needs to pass, he's going to pass because he got the talent around him. As far as VJ goes, VJ's not really a factor because VJ's he's more a defender, more of a Swiss Army knife type player. So he's not going to really look for the ball like that. But JB will. JB, I think, is going to be the biggest piece to adjust because he wants, like you mentioned, RB, he wanted to be Batman. He didn't want to be Robin this time. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's going to be the featured guy. I think he's going to be the number one guy. And I think that depending on how it's set up, Tyrese Maxey going to take a back seat to him because he's younger. Then also LeBron, and then you've got Joel Embiid. I think both of those guys are going to be on minute restrictions, to be honest. I think Joel Embiid probably going to play, like you said, 40, 45 games. I'll be shocked to see him play 45 games, to be honest. I think they're going to play just enough games for him to get, in a rhythm of playing. And then they're going to be like, all right, just play in the playoffs. And they might even skip the first round.
I think they're going to spread it out, though. If he play like 40, 45 games, I think it'll be a nice spread out where we'll see him a little through the fall, a little through the winter, and then a little through the spring heading into the playoffs.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I can see that. I can easily see that because I think their main focus is just get to the damn playoffs. We want playoff Joel Embiid. And low-key, they might, like I said, might say, sit out the first round. Don't even play the first round. Depending on who they play. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's going to work out well. I love the fit. I think if they can figure out in the first 40 games, 40, maybe 50 games, how to play along with, all together, I think they're going to be scary because all their games complement each other when it comes down to actually playing. Joel Embiid played on the USA team with LeBron. They played great. The pick and roll was perfect. JB, I haven't seen JB and LeBron, but I think it works out. I don't really have a bad take with them when it comes down to their game yet. I gotta see them on the court. I think it fits.
I think it fits too. I can see LeBron hitting JB on some back screens for oops and backdoor lays and stuff like that because JB will cut and LeBron like finding cutters. So I think that'll mesh over time as it grows.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna take some time. But, I always say the first 20 to 25 games of the season is like a little bit of a throwaway. Not like a throwaway, but, teams are reacclimating, getting the rust off, getting into playing a real game, new pieces. So by the time you get around 30 games, which, is a third of the season, give or take, teams are acclimated to one another more or less. So, I'm expecting that acclimation period. I'm expecting them to go out there the very first game and stink up the joint, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's going to be bad a couple games, first few games.
That's just, and I could be wrong. That's just what I think.
I think that make perfect sense. I agree. I think the first 25 to 30 games of an NBA season is parallel to like the first 4 to 5 weeks of the NFL season.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm expecting them to go out there, do what they do the best they can with what they have, and just once they get the chemistry going, they're going to be in good shape. They're going to be in real good shape. But as for the rest of the Eastern Conference, it's going to be a battle for them. And the Knicks fans y'all got to relax. Y'all won. It's okay. It's okay to go back to losing. Y'all
You
still
know
gonna
who
make
would be
the
the
playoffs.
perfect coach?
Who's that?
What happened?
You had brought some up earlier, Mike. I was saying, who would be the perfect coach?
Who's that?
Larry Brown.
Yeah, I agree.
He's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah. But I think
he a GM in college or some shit. Ain't he a GM of a college team or some shit?
I think so. I gotta
I'm
check.
looking it up.
Yeah, I like Larry Brown. Larry Brown is one of those coaches.
How Raj was describing how Maxey would have to change his game and stuff like that. I think somebody like Larry Brown would be like the perfect coach that could, a prime Larry Brown. I don't know, he older now, but the way he was able to work with AI and the cast around him, and then the way he was able to transform Chauncey Billups from a scoring point guard to one of the best assist to turnover ratio point guards of the 2000s era. You know what I'm saying? I could see him, doing something like that for Tyrese Maxey with a team like this.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot to manage all those egos, but I think it can be done. I think LeBron kind of coaches the team too, even though I'm not saying he's going to be like a player coach, but in a way he is. I think he's going to step in and be like, "Look, guys, let's just play this way or play that way." He's going to pretty much take the ring of being the leader of the team. But one thing I want to add: nobody's talking about this though. Nobody's talking about LeBron's relationship with Jaylen Brown. Did he get over the fact that he said that about Bronny?
Oh shit!
What LeBron said about Bronny?
You don't remember when they was at the summer league game? He said, "I don't think he's like an NBA player or something like that."
Nah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like him, Jaylen Brown, his girlfriend, and Angel Reese was at a summer league game. If you get an opportunity, look up the clip. They was like they caught him on camera, and then he's like, "What do you think about Bronny?" And then his girlfriend said something, and he said, I don't think he's an NBA player."
Damn.
But he didn't say it like in a mean way. He just said it like, his thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we all know when it comes to LeBron, you don't gotta say it in a mean way. If he don't align with your thoughts, then you evil and negative.
You're gonna end up like Stephen A. at that game.
Nah, Stephen A's wilding, bro. Stephen A's wilding. I want to say that, Mike, just off the record. Stephen A need to calm the hell down. Every time he gets on the mic and talk about LeBron, I feel like he's turning into like Isaiah Thomas talking about Michael Jordan. But he's not Isaiah Thomas talking about Michael Jordan.
He's Stephen A. talking about.
It's a one-way beef. LeBron said one thing. He said one thing. Stephen A. been on the camera for like mad long talking about LeBron and how bad of a player. He's anti-LeBron. I don't like it.
I disagree. I hear him.
You think it's show, or what do you think?
I think it's show for definitely to a certain extent, but I also think I'm an avid first take watcher. I've seen LeBron be praised on there by Stephen A. countless times over the years. Just as well as Stephen A. says that Michael Jordan is his GOAT, which most of the OGs from his era still say the same thing. Shit, most of the motherfuckers in our era still say the same shit. It is what it is, but I ain't trying to be a Stephen A. apologist, but me and Wilden argued about this before.
Mm-hmm.
I never really seen First Take where I seen him say anything about Bronny that was you know what I'm saying, warranted for all of the shit that was going on between him and LeBron. Me personally, I think that it was fair game.
It was.
The dude is an NBA player. He got drafted. He got drafted due to nepotism and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that don't exclude him from being, you know what I'm saying, you're a player. You in the league. We watching your game, so that don't excuse you from being critiqued. And we all knew what was gonna come along with that shit with him being LeBron James' son. Don't matter if he was a second round pick or the expectations weren't there and this and that. You're LeBron James' son. Y'all don't think the same shit would have happened if Michael Jordan's son would have made the league?
Oh yeah,
Or
no
Michael,
doubt. No doubt.
Michael would have got my point exactly. No matter if them niggas was undrafted or a second round pick, the fact that they got that Jordan attached to their name, it would have been paid. People would have had a motherfucking eye on that shit, and it would have been criticism or whatever the case may be. And that's just how it is. LeBron knew that. That's what pissed me off about him sometimes. He knew that shit.
Yeah,
he knew that shit.
But you know how he is. He's if you're not with him, you're against him.
These niggas are sensitive.
He's very sensitive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As we continue to look at this whole thing with the Sixers, and what is, or actually, you know what? I'm gonna take it a step further. I know we're still far off from the NBA season, and we have a ways to go. This is probably a question more for the NFL season, but I'm gonna ask it now because we can revisit it when it's closer. Give me a way too early prediction of something you think that's going to happen in the NBA season. Just anything random. Could be anything. It could be an MVP winner out of the blue. It could be a championship winner out of the blue. Just anything random you think is going to happen.
I got a couple real quick. This is going to be Wemby's. This is going to be Wemby's season to like really be that guy. They got him on a cover of 2K right now, 27. I think he wins. Huh?
They hold him. He on the standard edition.
Look, he's still on it. I don't care how you slice the cake. He wins.
They put Caitlin Parker above him.
I don't know about that.
They did. They put him on the standard. She's on the next level up.
The legacy or legend or whatever.
Yeah, really? Derrick Rose is the deluxe.
Man, F2K, man. We ain't gonna talk about that because I hate that whole game anyway. But I say that because they're pushing. Bring back NBA Live, damn it. Bring back NBA Live. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. But I say that because I think Wemby is going to become the MVP. I think he wins Defensive Player of the Year again. I also feel like he goes to the finals. I think they figured out what to do with OKC. So OKC is no longer that threat, but they do make the finals. Now, do I have them winning the championship? Absolutely not. Also, I feel, and another hot take, the second hot take I got is I see Kevin Durant leaving Houston and going to Detroit. It's not. I know that's not a hot take because we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, but let's be real. Let's be real. Kevin Durant do not want to play in Houston no more. He wants to join Cade Cunningham. He's a huge Cade Cunningham fan. He mentioned it on his podcast multiple times. He was at Fan Fest this last week or week before last. He was rocking the Detroit hat again. Like, come on, bro. This got to be tampering. This got to be tampering at this point. It's like you're from DC.
But he a player though, so I guess it ain't tampering when it's a player, putting out there subliminally what they want to do.
Or if you're Bob Myers and get on a podcast and beg
Yeah.
LeBron to come.
But if Trajan Langdon showed up at Fanatics Fest with a Kevin Durant jersey on, then they would say that's tampering. Trajan Langdon
Yeah.
is GM.
The GM. Okay. Yeah, true.
For operations.
Yeah, but those are my hot takes for this season.
I'm gonna go with I think the Lake Street boys are gonna be better than we think.
Hell no. Are you serious?
No, I'm not. I just did that for you.
I'm about to say, I'm like, that team is hot ass. That team is ass, bro.
Oh my god, you're like hell no.
Nah, they're not even making the playoffs. They're not even making the playoffs.
Oh my god, that was good. For me, I don't know. I got a few dangling in there. You know what? I got a hot one. The Knicks are going to be eliminated in the first round of the playoffs.
Wow. Nobody wants that.
Oh, I had to be controversial.
Remember, I asked y'all how long can this championship keep Mike Brown in that seat if failures come in the future?
You said overdose, so I'm gonna go with that. I think
that's
the
a
Knicks,
good. Okay, I respect
the Knicks will be eliminated in the first round.
Yeah, and I think if that's the case, Mike Brown, and to answer your question, R&B, Mike Brown gets fired literally the next day.
Nah, he gets fired in the post game. He gets fired like Ryan Clark.
I don't think if the Knicks were to lose in the first round of the playoffs, I don't think Mike Brown gets fired at all. He gets fired. They're not gonna fire him fresh off of a championship. I think the seat would get extremely hot, and going into the following season, if failures were to come, then you would probably see maybe like a mid-season firing, or depending on how the season go, after the playoff firing. That's how I see it. But I don't think, even if they were to get eliminated in the first round, because they just won this championship, what that means to the city of New York winning after all these years, I think that buys them 1 year of failure.
And I would agree with you, R&B, if we didn't have these two factors. Number one, we watched Tom Thibodeau bring these guys all the way to success, get them to I believe the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Year before Mike Brown was coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they fired his ass. But then there's another factor.
He did win. Winning means something versus coming up short.
I know, but he got him as far as the Knicks been in like what, 3 decades, almost a decade, 2 decades.
A lot of people forget Rick Carlisle got the Pistons as far as we had been since the Isaiah days, and they fired so they could bring in Larry Brown.
But then there's the second factor of that to answer that. The second factor is you got the coach whisperer, aka Rick Brunson. Rick Brunson is on that next line of coaching tree. They want Rich Brunson to be the coach because low key, New York City's talking about Rich Brunson was a real coach. I got family members that are Knicks fans. That's all they talk about. They're like, yo, Rich, he the real coach though. Mike Brown's just the defector. He's just the person they just put out there as a front man. So hey,
man, I ain't no Mike Brown apologist, but I'm not about to let y'all do him like that. This man been in the finals with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like he's coached multiple teams up. He was responsible for the resurgence of the Sacramento Kings for that short 2-year span with De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis before De'Aaron Fox started exposing himself as a late game blunder. So
I
like
know.
this dude can coach, man. Me personally, I haven't heard those rumors. I think that's just the New York fandom of the Brunson name right now because of what
Of
has happened.
course it is. But you know what? And on top of that, Mike Brown ain't got no mustache, so they don't trust him.
I don't trust a man with no mustache either. I don't. I barely give you a pass without having a beard. I believe a man supposed to have a full beard.
Right, I agree.
But you at
I
least
agree.
got to have a mustache.
No mustache is
Or
crazy.
and it better not be that weird mustache either, where they get it all skinny line, a skinny line and shit, like they Puerto Rican or some shit. You got to
Puerto
have a go.
Rican.
You got to have a go. You know what I'm talking about, Mike? The little pit and shit, but man. You know, I don't
It can't be the Dominican mustache. I know black mustache.
Puerto Rican is crazy.
Cuban or some shit. You gotta have something on your face.
Oh man, now all jokes aside, Mike Brown, I think, is the only coach with no beard, no mustache, no hair. Dude just looking like
a bald face and a bald head. That's crazy work. You in your rarest Toby form, bro. And then he talked like he talked too. Man.
He's a creative coach. He's a creative coach. He's not even a real coach.
A black weatherman or some shit.
He's Al Roker.
Oh my god.
The nigga Al Roker. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Y'all too much.
I want to transition. I got a couple here. I got to keep it on the shorter side today, unfortunately. But I wanted to see that. I seen that Patrick Mahomes has been cleared to practice.
Yep. Seen that.
Do you guys believe week 1 he will be ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
Secondary question. I read Patrick Mahomes made a phone call. He made a phone call to Tom Brady.
Oh God.
Because, like we know, Tom Brady tore his ACL, ironically, the same season that Patrick Mahomes, career-wise, that Mahomes tore his. And we seen he came like I remember when Tom Brady tore his. I'm like, it's over. He's done. Thank the Lord. Nigga came back and had 2 more Hall of Fame careers. Yeah. Do you think this is the beginning of the Patrick Mahomes revenge tour?
Yes.
Yeah, what I think is if he win MVP this year, I'm damn near about to be done watching sports because I'm tired of these scripts.
Whoa.
Tom Brady tore his ACL and came back and won MVP.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you're gonna tell me Patrick Mahomes tear his ACL the very same year that Tom Brady did, and he cleared for week 1 and about to come back, and they talking about this revenge tour shit. If this man come back and win MVP, I'm tired of them playing in our face.
They playing in our face anyway, but RB, I got a question with that. Who do you have as a MVP candidate if it's not Patrick Mahomes on a revenge tour?
Let's not forget Lamar should be on a revenge tour. Josh Allen has something to prove on what a prove it tour. It's a you know it's gonna be some running back that breaks out of nowhere and has some amazing season. Whether it be maybe Jahmyr Gibbs or B. John Robinson or one of the top ranked backs, or maybe Derrick Henry turn back the clock and do some amazing shit. It's gonna be a running back somewhere that's gonna have an amazing season. That's gonna be somewhere in the top 5 MVP standings. I'm not saying that Pat won't eventually be or play good enough to be there, but all I'm saying is that like I'm tired of the stories. Like it seemed like they force these stories to happen and shit, and it become repetitive. They recycle the same shit. Like we know that this shit is fixed to a certain degree. Like let's
Yeah.
keep it a buck. But damn, like tears his ACL the very same year and not expected to come back and just wreak havoc. Come on, man.
Well, let me say, I'm gonna just add that on as well. Add on to that. We already know it's scripted. When they got Lamar Jackson ranked out of top 100 at 69, I mean, you got players
Yeah,
like Cortland Hudson. I mean Sutton. I love him as a fantasy guy, but you got damn Drake London ahead of Lamar. Like, what are we doing?
This is my thing. Why is Joe Burrow up there? Why is
That's
Joe
another
Burrow
thing.
ranked up there
That's
in the
another
top
thing.
5 still ahead of Lamar when they both were injured last year? But
Yes.
one actually showed up and played for his division, though he came up short, played
Right.
the final game for the division, and one was hurt and team was complete shambles and had to turn to Joe Flacco to try to keep them afloat.
Well, the kicker came up short. Not so much Lamar in that game.
Exactly.
When I say Lamar, I'm just saying the team as a whole, but we were talking about Lamar because he did play good in that game. But I told y'all in the beginning of the season I felt like Pittsburgh was going to take that division.
Yeah, no. And all those rankings are just they're so. Like I always say, just like I say when I talk about music, music is one of the most subjective subjects you can talk about.
Yeah.
And sports is the same. It's very subjective because, they I don't know what they look at sometimes. Lamar 69 is crazy.
We know what you're looking at.
You got stuff to go off of, like stats and numbers and wins and losses. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no wins and losses in music. You got numbers to go off of, but that's really it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because we're in a time where it's we're at a time where we're looking at sports and you're looking at all these players and you have so much talent and they shit on a lot of that talent. Like, what are we doing here? I think to a degree, of course, it's scripted. They want certain players in. They want, you want your Lamars and your Burrows and your Mahomes at the top of that list because they're the faces of the league. They're at the top of the tier.
But that's where Rod's point, though. Lamar not at the top of that list. He's 69. Joe Burrow at the top of that list. He's damn near toward the back bottom of the top 100, and that was where I was getting at is if he actually finished the season out after having an injury riddled season playing for his division, and the other guy just came back just to come back with nothing. Really nothing there to. I think when Joe Burrow came back, what were they, 3-8?
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
But this dude's still in the top 3, and the other guy drops all the way to 69. Like, come on.
That's what I'm saying. He was what, top 4? He was top 4, top 5 last year, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. How do you drop 60 something rankings down? That's like, come on.
It don't make sense. But those ratings don't mean nothing because guess who's gonna have a bunch of primetime games? Lamar. Like they're still, it's just there's gotta be a better way. But
maybe they trying to piss him off.
So
maybe they playing mind games like we're gonna rank him at 69 and make him feel like he gotta come out and tear the league up. And we're gonna put him on prime time every week.
Probably. I don't know, but all I know is with like you were saying, R&B, about it being scripted, I think that's a part of it. I think a lot of it has to do with them not wanting to put Lamar in that conversation of MVP. Even though we watching the game and we know that he's like an MVP contender when he's playing and when he's healthy. But unfortunately, they rather see somebody like Patrick Mahomes win it.
They definitely have their people they prefer, and regardless of how you look at it, Mahomes is the face of this league
Yep.
right now. So there's that's why he was like so heavily when they were losing, still so heavily featured because he's the guy. So now he's cleared to play. Now here we go, back we go again. He's going to be heavily featured.
And they got Kenneth Walker too, so that helps.
That's that part too.
Yep.
The Chiefs are trying to get back to the expectation, the standard that they set.
Who's to say that Kenneth Walker don't have a breakout after coming off a Super Bowl MVP with Seattle, have a breakout year with Kansas where he steals some of the shine though? I'm saying you gotta think about this, that these narratives, you know what I'm saying? Like it can happen.
Yeah.
It can
True.
very well happen behind that offensive line. He break out and turn into Kenneth Walker from Michigan State or that playoff run and just, you know what I'm saying, take some of that shine. Which I think that's why they went out and got a back like him in the first place, is to try to take some of the pressure off of Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
To keep him healthy.
Well, you have more there now. Like the run game has always been something that's troubled them. Now you have a great back, and you still have
Mahomes. He just had injury woes, but when he was on the field, you know what I'm saying, they've had good back play.
Oh,
we
yeah.
ain't gonna do that.
Yeah,
Kareem Hunt
and Pacheco won season 2.
Yeah,
they had some.
Yeah,
but not. I don't think they're on Kenneth Walker's level though.
That's what I'm saying. We're not. I'm saying they haven't had that star back. Like, yeah, Kareem Hunt. He had that situation, and then that kind of messed everything up for him. They've had backs, but not one to this level.
Not this level. Yeah, I could agree with that.
And then it takes something off of him. It takes to take pressure off of their receivers. And 87. He's not playing like we're used to. He's getting older. So hopefully getting married and being married by Adam Sandler didn't mess him up too much. Like,
married by Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler officiated him and Taylor Swift's wedding. Yes. Yes.
Oh man.
He officiated their wedding. I think they got. Where'd they get married, babe?
Madison.
They got
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden.
Shit is crazy. We live in a simulation. I just want to let y'all know that, man.
Yeah, we do.
This is crazy.
I'm like, man, listen, they could have had me officiate their wedding. I can officiate. I've married people. Damn it. They're like, all right, just pay me. I said, listen, and then you can pay me, and then Taylor, do me a favor, don't make no more music. That's payment in itself.
Stay away from the games so they can keep her off the damn screen.
Seriously, y'all married now. Go consummate and then call it a day. The last thing I want to bring up is Mike Shanahan was injured in a very serious car accident. Is it Kyle Shanahan? Am I getting it mixed up? 49ers coach?
Yeah, he got a concussion and shit.
Yeah.
They said he should be cleared though, but training camp.
Well, hopefully he's okay because I didn't know the severity. That's why I was bringing it up. But if he's good to go by then, I mean, hopefully he'll be all right because that's a key piece to the 49ers' success. No matter that's a coach. Like that guy could take the three of us and coach us.
I said what he did this year was like definitely coach of the year type shit. Like the way they were riddled and hurt, for him to still be able to keep them relevant in their contention.
Absolutely.
That was a good coaching job.
Well, we'll see what happens. Well, unfortunately, gentlemen, I got to break out of here. Got some other stuff I got to run and do. I was telling, I was putting the message, I can't do the next 2 Sundays. We're going to have to regulate to Mondays. Is that all right with you guys?
Yeah, that's good with me.
Okay. All right. We're going to end up on Mondays, back on Mondays soon anyway. This football season's coming. So y'all have a good day. Stay blessed. And I will see you all in the thread and next week on the show.
Peace.
Peace.